What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode brought to you by the League FFB. Today, we are going to be talking about some 2024 wide receiver prospects. So, I'm going to give you some of these guys that you should be looking at right now because you're going to be trading for 2024 picks here in the next year, or you may have already done it. So, let's put some names to the picks and let's talk about some of these wide receiver prospects that you're going to get in 2024. So, by now, we should all know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to be your number one wide receiver in the 2024 class. But I do want to bring up his teammate, Emeka Egbuka. Emeka, he's a wide receiver out of Ohio State, five-star prospect, 6'1", 205 pounds. And Emeka is going to be probably my wide receiver 2 right now, really early rankings, but he's probably my wide receiver 2 in this class. As a true freshman at Ohio State, Emeka didn't do too much. Obviously, he was in a wide receiver room that had Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison, just a plethora of players where Emeka wasn't really getting on the field a lot. He did finish that year playing in about 8 games and had about 200 yards, but really he was being used as a returner in his freshman year with Ohio State. But year 2, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave leave. It's Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison, and Jackson Smith-Njigba. And even Jackson didn't play a ton because of a hamstring injury. Emeka ended up going for about 1,150 yards in about 13 games for the Buckeyes last year. He did command about a 25.5% target share for the entire offense. I will throw one of the highlights on the screen right now just so you can see how dynamic Emeka Egbuka is as a player. Good route runner, overall a fantastic prospect. Broke out, last year with a 19-year-old breakout age, almost a 20-year-old breakout age. But I think big things are going to come for Emeka Egbuka this year for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And again, I think that Emeka is going to be likely that wide receiver 2 that's coming off of the board in your rookie drafts in 2024. And for now, he is my wide receiver 2 in the class. Now, the second player that I want to talk about is going to be Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas. 6'1", 170 pounds. He was a 4-star prospect coming out of high school, but had a 97 percentile breakout age, broke out at about 18 years old as a true freshman there at Texas. He got playing opportunities right away. Year 1, he went for almost 1,000 yards. It was just short of it. It was like 981, commanded about a 30% target share, and he did it all on like 64 receptions. And not to mention that he also had 12 touchdowns to cap off that season as a true freshman. Now, last year, it wasn't as good as the true freshman year, so we do want to see that this junior year he does kind of get back up to that elite numbers or really take off here in year 3. But in 2022 as a sophomore, Worthy played in 13 games. He had 60 receptions and he went for about 760 yards. Didn't reach the double-digit touchdowns in that year. He did get 9, so close to it, but not anything crazy for us for Xavier Worthy. But again, he commanded about 30%. It was like 28.5% of the target share for Texas. Texas was a little bit of a run-heavy team. They did have Bijan Robinson, Roshan Johnson, some guys like that we just drafted in this year's draft class. But Xavier Worthy is the true number 1 wide receiver for Texas. And I think that some bigger things are going to be coming in 2023. Now, I'm going to throw some of the highlights for Xavier up on the screen right now. But some things that I do really want to note is that Xavier Worthy right now, he is falling into that really thinner wide receiver build. We had some guys this year that were just thin. I mean, there was some people that worried about Jordan Addison's weight or, just some other things like that. Now, Xavier Worthy, he is 160 pounds, 20 years old though, so he has some time to put on some more weight. I would like to see him put on some more weight as we get closer to this 2024 NFL draft. But Xavier Worthy, man, he is going to be a good prospect for you and for your Dynasty fantasy football teams. So keep an eye out for him. Watch him play for Texas this year. And let's see if he can end up becoming what I think he can become, which is going to be worthy of that first-round draft pick on your Dynasty fantasy football teams. Now, the third and final prospect that I just want to bring to light today and just talk a little bit more in detail about is going to be LSU wide receiver Malik Nabers. You see he's 6 foot, 190 pounds, and Malik has some abilities that I think put him in this category where I think he's going to end up being a first-round rookie pick for you guys. The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause about Malik Nabers, and this is something that might not be a big issue as we go on, but last year he did have a little bit of off-the-field things, which I would like to see that get fixed. I would like to see that, not become an issue anymore for Malik Nabers because the talent of Malik is fantastic. Malik was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. He goes to LSU. In 2021 as a true freshman, he doesn't get a lot of opportunity to play on the field. He does play in 11 games and gets 28 receptions for about 400 yards. So, a little bit of production there, but not crazy. Now, year 2, when he gets in there as a sophomore, Malik played in 14 games, had 72 receptions for 1,000 yards. Now, the one thing about Malik Nabers is he didn't find the end zone very much. That freshman year, he scored 4 times. The sophomore year, he scored 3 times. So he's not finding himself into the end zone very often. But again, I'm going to throw the highlights on the screen. You guys are going to be able to see that Malik Nabers is somebody that's able to make those big plays. He is somebody that has the talent to be a first-round rookie pick for your teams. And again, he has some of these off the field things that he's dealt with. I think that they can be cleaned up. I hope that they can be cleaned up because I think Malik Nabers has the ability to be this late round or even creep up into that mid round of your first round rookie picks next year. But these are 3 wide receiver talents that I think are talented enough to find their way into your first rounds. And so I wanted to bring them to you guys. Now, that is all I got for you guys today. It's a little bit of a different video. We don't usually dive super into college prospects, especially without it being rookie draft season. We talk about the guys that are currently being drafted, but this is about a year in advance. So if you guys like the content, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of that YouTube stuff that really helps us out in the algorithm, because at the end of the day, a small channel like ours can only grow if you guys are helping us grow organically. And so, if you like the content, interact with it, man. The goal here is that we want to help everybody win a Dynasty Fantasy Football Championship, and we need to reach more people so we can help more people do that. So that's what we play for, and that's what we want to help you guys do. So hopefully you had some actionable content today that you can take and go do something with in your leagues. Last but not least, if you guys want to join our free Discord, it is linked in the YouTube banner. It is also going to be linked in the description, so go check that out. Join the Discord. Submit some trades, do some stuff like that, because a trade review show will be coming out later this week. With that being said, that is all for me today. I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.